Good morning, worm wranglers and small space organic gardeners. I've got an update for you today about the hungry bin. It's sort of part two to the trials. And if you're interested in that type of thing, keep watching the video.
Dawn comes slow. It comes and goes. Dawn comes slow. To's and fro's and breaks the way I see. But quiet may this be, a sweet fire with me, till morning finds home again. And time this could be a new sign of me.
Pineapple sage tea. Not to be confused with the normal sage, or not to be replaced with a normal sage. A tea that is easily grown in your backyard. Purple flowers or reddish flowers, I would say. Yeah, they flower in autumn, taste like pineapple, they suck on their ends. Supposed to be good for like helping your blood flow, clean your blood a bit of depression, a bit of anxiety, that type of thing. And overall, tastes like a pineapple drink. It's pretty good, easy to grow too, and it doesn't really like the heat. So in the summer months, I just grow it sort of in a semi-shaded spot where I live, and it does fine. And anyway, look, I took my jacket off, sun's out, gummies are on, we are off down to the wheelbarrow and the hungry bin here, because come through the shade, come through, get light, come on, GoPro, come on. Boom, we got colour. All right, so I'm in the black t-shirt today, which is a little bit different. Sort of makes all the green stand out, don't you think? I quite like it. Anyway, hungry bin. Where are we up to? Oh, Karen put weeds into the hungry bin, green weeds. I wonder why she did that. I said put it in the green bin, which is the green bin that goes out into the green garden waste. Oh, she sprouted a bit of grass in there. That's dangerous. She was out doing some weeding because she was feeling a bit guilty about gaming all day. Anyway, there isn't a lot of worms in here, guys. Unfortunately, she got a bit dry, and I'm trying to keep up with everything. As you know, it's not always easy to keep up with everything, but we do our best, right? So what we've got here is a rotten papaya. That's going to go down there as sort of like a bit of a bait thing into there, down the bottom there, and the worms will get into that in time when I release a whole lot more into here. What we're going to do is we're going to scoop out a few of these out of the wheelbarrow and start filling up the centre here. Now, keep in mind that the whole idea is to keeping this cool and not heating up too much, so I'm not going to mix this around into this surrounding material so the nitrogen breaks it down. I just want this to get wet and moist and create like a bedding area for the worms to sort of lay their cocoons and everything in. I'm not in a rush to get the castings out of this. And so I'm going to fill it up a little bit higher there. And then what we're going to do, we've got a layer of mushroom compost to go on top. So that's the old compost that was in the farm already. If you haven't been watching the video, it's sort of like there's about a quarter full of bedding down below. So old compost, Then I filled the sides about 3/4 full with sugarcane. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of their favourite foods and bedding over the top, the mushroom compost. Now, some people, some worm nerds out there, some worm wranglers are going to go, you're just totally off your bonkers, lost the plot, what are you doing? Well, I'm creating a spot for them to sort of go in through the sides and like a natural sort of bedding, leaf litter, and to see if we can stop this thing from clogging up all the time, because it just gets clogged. And it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. And that's one of the things that I don't like about the hungry bin. And also, it'll help with the airflow on the sides as the air's coming in. Now, we've got some water down here that's been sitting for about 24 hours. And we will get that up. And put that... Oh, there's a froggy in there. Look, froggy. Hello, froggy. Mr. Froggy. Mr. Froggy, you have to go into the worm bin. That frog makes a really weird noise. And there's a video about this frog. Now it's really dry at the moment, so come on, Froggy, out we go. Come on, Mr. Froggy. Mr. Froggy. Gobblegock, I think they call them. They go gobble gok gok. He kept me awake one night, this one. I reckon it was you that kept me awake all night in those rains. What do we think, Mr. Froggy? Now, you are welcome to stay in my worm bin. I have no problems with you being in here at all, as long as you don't gobble gok too many worms, right? What do you think of Mr. Gobble down here? I don't know if he's going to stay. He normally lives in the drain over there. And when they're mating, they gop, 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 gop. When they want to call out for a partner, they're really loud, especially when they're in the drain pipe. So, Mr. Gobble, our new friend, he's just sort of hanging there. He's not moving at all. He thinks I can't see him. He's like still. We don't want to disturb him because we love nature. Nature is a part of it all for us in the garden. He plays a vital role as much as any other predator in the garden. And he might gobble up a couple of cockroaches when they come in, if any try to sneak in or anything like that. Okay, Mr. Gobblegock, will you still be there when we get back? I don't know, but it hasn't been raining much for you, has it, mate? So we'll close this up. And then what we've got to do then is we've got to start feeding this system and get some worms in there. I haven't got any worms prepared as of yet, but just to give you a bit of a rundown on this, like I said, this is an experiment. I'm not recommending anyone goes out and does this. It's really just for a bit of fun to see how it goes and see if I can lighten up that load that's in there so it doesn't get so compacted, because I've been using quite heavy composts in there, and it could be me that's creating a part of this problem, right? So I want to use the materials that I've got lying around. I don't want to go out and buy anything else. And hopefully this guy will perform. It did perform really well in the top layers. I was able to sell about 3,000 or 4,000 worms out of here in the last few months. So it's paid itself off over yet again, like just in compost worms. And it does that pretty much every year. It's in profit, actually, that farm now, believe it or not, even though it's, it's a small amount, but it is in profit, and that's pretty good when you're on a micro farm. Now, the other little worm farms over here, these guys, we've got to get into those. They've got to be sort of like fixed up a bit. So once I empty out this one, hopefully I can get Karen on the camera, or I can set up the camera properly. Once I empty out this somewhere, we'll get these other worm farms cranking along as well, and maybe run some experiments in there. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to see in these worm farms over here. They're not doing too bad, but they're full of castings down below, and I've got to do some stuff with it. Just before we go, we'll head out and I'll show you the windrows over here. Now, Michael from Aussie Family Homestead, asked me about a question regarding what do I do with the sunny side of this windrow. Well, I'm trying to get them to move all across, but I've actually started harvesting over from this side because I have clients or customers that want compost. So I've actually started harvesting in the back here, which I normally don't do. Only about every 6 months I do that, but I let them migrate through into this area. So I'm going to have some problems with the populations now because I've had to do that. But anyway, that's not too bad of a problem because I have these, right? Now this is a new bin now that started. I'm going to actually plant a garden in that. I'm hopefully going to put a big tomato coming out of there. That's going to be interesting. The big compost bin becomes a garden bed, and there's worms in there as well. And so you go into here and you have a look in this one of these other bins here. Look at all these worms. Whoa, between that mat there. They're all into this horse manure, right? There's some serious vlogging going on here, guys. They're all into that horse manure. And look, I save my stocks. So there's old compost that come out when I was sifting underneath, and some horse manure on top to get some cocoon action going. 4 bins like this, so when I'm sifting, the worms will go back into here. I'm saving my stocks in these bins. The far bin's got coffee in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bins, all with compost worms in them, and saving my stocks that way. And then once I feel that they're ready to be emptied, I empty to the end of the row and then restart the whole system yet again. So great way to save my stocks, great way to build up more compost, and it's creating a system for here on the micro farm. Hopefully you got a few tips. It's really just an experiment, run around, fun vlog day today. If you're going to grow some of that purple pineapple sage, have a go at it. It's unreal. It can be a perennial in warmer climates and then an annual in the cooler climates. And it's a really nice plant to have. Who wouldn't want to have a pineapple tea, cold or warm, through the day? That helps like calm your nerves and just soothe the day away. All right, I'm Marty Ware from Marty's Garden. If you haven't subscribed to the show, or the vlogs I should say now, make sure you do before you go. Have a great day. Happy gardening, worm farming, worm wranglers. Yep, I'm calling you worm wranglers now. I like to wrangle the worms. I think it's a great terminology. Here comes a flexi hand. Thanks for your support. Love you all, and we'll see you at the next vlog real soon. Here it comes, flexi hand. Bye for now.